So I have a really quick swatch video, and it's really exciting because this is like the highly anticipated palette from Makeup Geek. It is the collab with Mannymua. So Manny collabed with Makeup Geek to make his very own custom limited edition palette. So this is limited edition, and as soon as it all sells out, it's gone. So if this is something that interests you, make sure you head to purchase it on the release date, which I will leave listed down below. I believe it's 8 days from now. So it either is released on February 24th or February 23rd. This is a 9-pan palette. I think that he said that this palette was $45. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I believe it's either $45 or $49. I think each shadow rounded to be about $5. So Makeup Geek eyeshadows are $6.99, so you are getting a deal in the palette. So first of all, the palette packaging is gorgeous. It has this holographic, and it almost feels like kind of like the NARS packaging, like this matte black with the holographic, the moon, and then it has like a little note on the back with Manny's picture. It just says this palette can be worn by anyone and everyone, regardless of age or race. I wanted to make sure of that. I worked so hard on this palette with the results, and I couldn't be happy. Makeup Geek has partnered with popular beauty vlogger Mannymua to bring you a limited edition 9-pan custom palette that includes 3 of Manny's favorite existing Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So 3 of the eyeshadows are existing eyeshadows from Makeup Geek that just happen to be Manny's favorites that he wanted to include in his palette. And then there are 6 limited edition and brand new exclusive shades. This thoughtfully curated collection contains everyday and ultra bold shades in matte, shimmery, and foiled. A selection that's true to Manny's personality and preference for beauty, which is warm tones. And I have to say, hallelujah. Definitely it is some warm tone eyeshadows, and as soon as you open the palette, honestly, if you're anyone, well, that's rude. I don't want to say if you're anyone, but most people gravitate, boom, right there with that like stunning rich burgundy reddish shade, which I used the palette on my eyes today. That's all I used on my eyes today was this entire palette, and I'm talking like the blendability of these 2 shades down here is amazing. Amazing. I was just like, I couldn't believe how blendable they were and extremely pigmented when I put them on my eyes, especially this one. I know burgundies and reds sometimes are a little bit difficult to work with. They're drier, especially in matte formula. Sometimes they're a little bit drier and patchy. These were perfect, so I really am glad that I tried them on my eyes, especially as soon as I got it. I was like, I couldn't wait. I just like pulled it out of the package and was like, boom, boom, boom. I actually waited for my UPS to come today before I did my eyes because I knew I wanted to use this palette today. So as you can see, it has the foiled, some shimmer, some mattes, and I think a duochrome shade. I definitely want to be doing several looks with this palette. It inspires me so much. So if you guys do want to see this look, be sure to let me know in the comments down below that you would be interested in seeing this specific look. If you're interested in seeing this specific look that I'm wearing right now, I can recreate this one, or I can find a way. If there's a color in here that like tickles your fancy, let me know and I will use that color in the tutorial as well. So let's just get started with the swatching. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can get a closer look. So here are the colors up close, and as you can see, it comes with a really nice size mirror, which I always appreciate in a palette. The back of the palette has all in these little moons that lets you know the colors of it. This shade right here at top is called Artemis. That color is like a beautiful highlight shade. It's almost like a peach, but has some like, oh, I don't know, like almost like peachy white gold. It's so pretty. It almost looks like it has like a pink shift to it, like a peachy pink. I don't know. Really pretty highlight shade. Next shade is Beaches and Cream. Basically, it's just a nice creamy neutral. I love using this because it doesn't leave too much pigment behind, but it just is that perfect transition shade. This shade right here is a foiled eyeshadow, and it's called Luna. Luna is like the perfect metallic rose gold. It is so pretty. I really think he did a great job at picking so many beautiful colors that really go together. Like a look with even these 3 colors would be beautiful. He has such a great selection in there, and I love that he included a foiled eyeshadow and came out with his own color. So I love this shade in Luna. Next row, this is Cosmopolitan, which is almost like a darker and more pinky. I would like to call this a peach Bellini shade, like a peachy rose gold Bellini shade. There is Cosmopolitan. It's just a little bit darker, more peachy, less pink, and it's obviously like a strong like frost almost shimmer, not as metallic as Luna is in the foiled shadow. This is part of the permanent collection as well. This shade right here is called Sora, and good job, Manny, at coming out with an incredibly beautiful matte brown shade. This is so pretty. I have this as a transition shade right now. It's just the perfect in the crease color to darken it up. Like, it has enough of that almost mustard feel to it as well. I love this camely brown shade. There is Sora. You guys, these eyeshadows, like, this is just one swatch back and forth. They are so incredibly creamy and blendable. Like, I honestly think this is one of the best palettes ever. Like, such a good collaboration. I'm so impressed. Next shade over here is Frappe, another matte brown, a little bit more cooler than the other, but it's still a beautiful brown and definitely a go-to. I'm glad he included this in the palette. This is a permanent shade. As you can see, this has a little bit more orange to it, and this one is a little bit more it's still warm, but it's just a touch cooler because it has a little bit less orange in it and a touch darker. Love those shades, like so perfect to use in the crease. And like I said, this one, I'm like, good job, Manny, because it is like, I can just tell that this is going to be someone's favorite new crease color. This next row deserves an Ariel. It deserves an because look at it. I mean, this shade right here, Insomnia, I can't even. It's such a beautiful duochrome shadow. Look at that. Would you just look at it? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. The pigmentation in this is just insane. Like, it's just insane. It's such a beautiful shade. Maybe this one is a foiled as well. So beautiful, like the duochromeness to it. Ugh, it's so soft, and I absolutely love this shade. Love this. This is like very reminiscent of Max Club or blue brown pigment, but the formula of it is incredible. It's like the most smooth, creamy, metallic shade. I mean, like, look at this. The swatch could just keep going on and on. Like, is that not insane? That should show you the pigmentation. You can see like the brown undertone of it. Oh, perfect. Okay, this shade right here in Mars is seriously everything. Like, I think that this was the color I was the most excited about. Look at that pigmentation. A matte reddish burgundy shade is extremely difficult to come across, and he nailed it with this. This shade is not patchy one single bit. It just blends in beautifully. Like, I'm literally obsessed with this shade. It built upon itself on my eyes. I have this like blown out in the crease, and I can't even. It's so beautiful. Okay, this last shade is called Aphrodite, and it is honestly incredible. Really, really beautiful. This shade, by the way, is not very close at all to Bitten. It's a lot more red, and this shade has been said to be close to Americano, and I think it's very similar, but I mean, still, I think this one has a little bit more red to it. Look at that. Like, not patchy, super blendable, extremely pigmented. Like, look at those. Incredible pigmentation. You guys, this palette is so impressive. I am like so excited about this palette. So excited about this palette. I think that a lot of people are gonna love it. Please get your hands on it, because I think it's one of those palettes that if you do not get it, you're gonna regret it. It is amazing. It has, I mean, the shadow selection is just perfect in my opinion. Like, he literally nailed it, and Makeup Geek nailed the formulas. I'm so, like, every single color, I wouldn't change a single color, not one single color. I think everything is perfect in here, and I love it. So I'm really excited about this palette. I cannot wait. I'm totally inspired by it. Like, I want to do a look with this shade. I want to do like a smoky, like complete cranberry look, like all over the eyes. I feel like the world is my oyster when it comes to this palette. I definitely think that a lot of people would love it. I do not think you'd be disappointed if you spent the money on this palette. It's beautiful. So great job, Manny. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on creating something super beautiful, and I know all the time and effort and everything that goes into, well, I don't know, but I can imagine all the time and effort and consideration that goes into creating something, and creating something that you want everyone to love as much as you do, and I really think that you did that with this palette. I hope seeing swatches helped for you guys to make a decision when it launches if it's something that you're interested in, but my personal opinion is you should snag this palette. Again, leave me comments down below on a look that you're interested in seeing with this palette, or if you're interested in seeing me recreate this look, because I'm probably going to be doing several looks with this palette, especially when it launches next week, so I'll have something ready to go for that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.